Have you ever wondered why it's so difficult to start true, authentic relationships? Sometimes it's because people wear masks. Let's talk it out. So there are two types that I have encountered on my journey. The ones that approach you already wearing a mask because they don't know who they are. And then the other kind that show up as their authentic self, but once they find out that you don't vibe that way, they want to go find another mask that will keep you in their life. The first one shows up about a month ago and was being their true authentic self. I thought that was pretty cool, right? I wasn't interested in anything romantic, not even a friendship. I was thinking maybe there's some networking opportunities here, but they had other things in mind. So we were talking off and on for a couple of weeks, and they finally said, "Hey, I don't hear from you." And I said, "Well, I'm really not interested in you because of this, and that." And they said, "Hold up, shorty. That's not who I really am. Let me come to you and show you who I really am." And I'm like, "Well, who have I been talking to for the last 2 weeks if this is not who you really are?" See what I'm saying? And so what I really, really liked about it is that he was being authentic. He was interested. He wanted something more. From the top, I wasn't interested. And side note, just because a female doesn't post a love interest on their page doesn't mean that they're single or they don't have somebody else in the picture. Online, she may just be all business. "Hey guys, check out my new Finish It line," and not post her private life. And behind the scenes, she could be So don't just assume that somebody's single and available just because they don't post it online. I digress. What it was is this person showed up as their true authentic self, which I truly appreciate. But once they found out that I was not that type of woman and I didn't vibe that way, they wanted to put on another mask that would keep me in their life. They saw it as a goal. They saw a benefit here, which is what they said. But it wasn't a match for me. And I lost respect when he wanted to come and show a different side of himself instead of just being his true authentic self and saying, "Okay, it was great to meet you. Farewell, it's not a match." I also had a friendship where this took place and the person said, "That's not my character." When I gave my reasons as to why I didn't want to be in this connection anymore, they became defensive and said, "That's not my character." But when a person can lay down, boom, 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 several instances and repeated instances of things that you have exhibited as a person, that's your character. You may not want that to be your character and you don't want other people to see you that way, but that's truly who you are. And again, the respect comes when you say, "You know what? I'm going to take your perspective. I'm going to examine what you're saying, and I'm going to at least consider it," instead of becoming defensive. Another type that I've experienced is the ones that show up already wearing a mask. They're not being their true authentic self at all because they don't know who they are. So you think that this is who they really are, and you build a bond with them, you build a friendship, you build a relationship. And then as time passes, when the relationship can't go any further, then you start to see, this person is not who they say they are. And once you find out that they're one way with this person, they're one way with this person, they're one way in this situation, you realize you're dealing with a chameleon. And I talk about this in the breakdown of my album on the song Lifetime about people that will show up and they're already wearing a mask. They have masks for every circumstance and every situation of their life. But you think that you're getting the true authentic person. You don't realize that you're dealing with different personalities. And it gets even deeper than that because the relationship can go on and on and on. You begin to have feelings. You start to say that you love each other. But do you really love that person? Because that person is playing so many different characters. Which one do you love? Which one are you? And it goes back to what the other people were saying. "That's not my character." Well, no, it's one of your characters. It's one of your personalities. It's one of the masks that you wear. And that's another reason why it's so hard for people to start and develop long-lasting relationships. Speaking of character, that's just like when Facebook shut me down last year and gave me a warning saying that I was cussing on my page. I have a clothing line, Finish It, and I have a book, Finish It. And they said that I was cussing instead of finish it. Oops. See what I'm saying? Instead of finish it, it was picking up finish, even though I was not cussing. And so when I got on there and I said, "Hey, I'm back," everyone was like, "Really? That's why they shut you down?" There is no way. Hundreds and hundreds of comments because they know my character, that I don't use any cussing on my page at all. At all. So what I'm saying is Behavior, repeated pattern. There was a repeated pattern of me not using vulgar words for years on my Facebook page. So when other people can say it over and over and over, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. Here's another type. This is the kind that mirrors your energy. Another mask. I'm kind, I'm chill, I'm low key. So they present themselves as kind, chill, and low key. I mean, they flare up if their buttons were pushed. That's just like me. Push my buttons, I'll flare up too. Yet when we go out into a different setting around other people, they're a whole different person. With me, they're angelic. But then when we get in the car, the road rage. That is how you talk to waitresses when they don't get your order right? Frankly, I was embarrassed. And then when we would go to gatherings, that person is being rude, embarrassing people, and I don't like bullies. And why this is important is because you represent me. Whoever you are hanging around, whoever your close circle is, they are a representation of you. And if I want to be seen in a certain light, I can't hang around someone like that who is one way with me, but then when we go out in public, they're a whole different person. And to be honest, that's who they truly are because it just flowed. I mean, the rudeness, the aggression, that's just not who I am. And I don't want that to represent me, right? So in private, you're just going to act all angelic. How are you? As if you didn't just spit fire at every soul we encountered in the outer world. One of the reasons people do this is because they figure this is how she is. So I have to be like her in order to be around her, in order for her to like me and accept me. Because if that's how she is, that must be what she likes. No, what she, speaking of me, likes is for you to be your authentic self. Just be who you are. And either we compliment each other or we release each other. Farewell. When people show you who they are the first time, believe them. I always felt some kind of way about that because what if they show you who they are the first time and it's not really who they are? I do believe the spirit of the quote, but I believe that once you realize and you come to the understanding of who they truly are, believe that. You know, because people will present themselves as angels and they will present themselves one way, and that could be confusing. Well, you told me to believe who they are the first time they show me themselves, but what if they're not really showing you themselves? What if they're being a chameleon? What if they're not being their true authentic self? So I believe that once you come to the understanding, maybe you've been in different settings, maybe some time has gone by, and you really know who this person is, believe that. So in conclusion, on both sides, if you're the chameleon, find out who you really are. Find out who your true identity is and be that. Accept it and be that. And if you're on the other side and you're looking for a true authentic relationship or connection, once you realize who this person is, and if it's not a match to you, don't be afraid to speak up and say, this is not going to work for me, and accept that. Accept who they are. Don't try to change them. Don't try to make them into who you want them to be. Accept that this is who they are. This is who they're showing up as. And yes, it goes deep. Some people are wearing masks because of childhood traumas, wounds, things that go way back that need to be dealt with. So they've created these different personalities to protect themselves. That's a whole other video, and it goes deep. We should all be our authentic selves. That is how we're going to attract other authentic people in our lives. Well, those are the 3 that I've encountered. The kind that come with the mask already on, based on wounds that have nothing to do with you. The ones that will come with an array of masks and will wear whichever one will suit them best. And then the other kind that will mirror your energy, thinking, if she's like that, then I have to be that way in order for her to accept and like me. Okay, don't just subscribe, share, tag, and like. Do that, but also apply the message. Check out my latest uploads. Follow me on social media, and IamDorian.com. Hold up, shorty.